And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. Welcome back, folks. So we'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy. Episode 207. It's the week before Christmas, which means you guys are definitely still last-minute Christmas shopping. You haven't done anything, and I'm mostly talking right to myself right here in the camera because I definitely am going to, at this point when the episode drops, we're always a week behind. I'm definitely going to still be last-minute Christmas shopping. So
always.
It's always.
Go get those gifts now. Be done with it.
Yeah, be done with
it. Don't procrastinate. Listen, it's so nice to procrastinate, but then you really want to be that person last minute.
No, fuck that, dude.
That Amazon order may not get there on time, or it comes and it's broken. You need to return it.
Yeah, and then you're like texting like, "Hey, I got your gift. It's gonna be after Christmas," and it takes the decor away. Like, come on, dude, you can't ruin Santa, right?
Come on, yeah,
guys, it's beginning to look like Christmas. It's beginning to look like subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing our videos.
Please.
No, thank you. Just kidding. Only do it if you get something from it, which means you're going to do it. So it's all good.
You'll get something, even if it's anger with us.
Bro, that's what it is. This is what our show is, folks. Our show is this. You're going to have a conversation, right? You're going to learn something from our guests. We've had amazing guests. If you haven't looked at last week's episode with Dr. Matthew Savelli, Matt, definitely do. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur or current entrepreneur, or you just in business or something, you want an authentic view on execution and overcoming hardships and growing a business, that episode 206, is your fucking, this is your cue. Not your cue. This is your sign to put it in the queue.
That was a fun one to record. I enjoyed
that was really good.
It's a great conversation with Matt.
Yeah.
One of the things I took away from that conversation with him, outside of the entrepreneur stuff, he was talking about mentors, which I think is needed in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one thing that we lack in this society is the push towards that. But from that conversation, he talked about, he mentored with one of the guys from Wall Street or something like that, investment banker.
Yeah, the hedge fund guy, yeah.
He was talking about like body language and like all that like nuanced little subtle information that you pick up interacting with people.
Yeah, 100%.
And we were talking a little bit off air. We're a little delayed starting today, just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
But like he made a points about that, and I noticed when he was talking, just certain things in cues he did that just felt natural and not like, because you got a used car salesman and like, hey bud, how's it going? What's your name? Oh, Tim. Yeah, Tim. We can get you in a good car today, Tim. Tim, you're gonna get a great car. Tim. Yeah. It's like, dude, you don't need to keep saying my name now. Now you're being annoying about it. You're being fake. Like. You can just tell the authenticity and like the things to pull out and make the situation more warm and welcoming.
Yeah,
and like those are the subtle things you can pick up on dealing with people like Matt or like Andy Main and Mikey Main at the gym, or like even Frankie with Boonton Coffee. Like, dude, that guy's in there all the time. People love him. He's like the unofficial, like he's like the Main Street mayor of Boonton because he's just so friendly and like. I think those things are even a better lesson than the entrepreneurial stuff, because entrepreneurial, it's tough, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Not everyone's doing it, but those mannerisms, the cues, just being making people feel more of a person, interacting with them goes a huge long way in every aspect of life.
100%. And think about it this way: it doesn't even have to be like obviously the focus was it turned into like more of like how he built his business and where he came from. And the hardships he went through. So, like you said, it doesn't need to be entrepreneurial, but the lessons that you do, like that from he was talking about that video, you apply to life, dude. You apply to your own life, and it's like almost taking responsibility of your own life. And we all got to do it, man. Like, dude, it's like so easy right here to talk about it, and then once we click off on this episode, we dab up and go home. It's like, what noise is coming into our head? How do we block that out, right? So it's like it's just taking command of your own life, and like you said, with the mentors, right? You know what's funny about that? We live in a society, and it's not everyone. So I shouldn't. I say that to generalize, but it's like why don't you seek out a mentor? Mm-hmm. What's the issue with getting someone else's opinion and to model what they did to see if it will work for you? I think a lot of people either they just don't want to, or they feel like they're getting help, but it's like, when did getting help become a bad thing? Like, and then also too, if you think on the other perspective, and we were talking about this with Matt too, about how he's had other successful PTs open up their own business, and it's like there's enough room in a piece of the pie for everyone.
Get rid of the family mentality.
Exactly, like there's enough piece of the pie for everybody, and that's how you like make a success. Like that's how the society grows, right?
Yeah, and like. On the conversation of like other people going and spreading their own wings, and Matt made a reference to is like I've sent people to their stuff, and like I think that even shows more character to that business. Is like hey, we're not in that area, you're welcome to come here, but this person by you is much closer, and like go to them. They're going to take care of you. They're good people. Like that says a lot about you, and you're putting your reputation on the line with this other person. Obviously, you're not going to do that just willy-nilly, but like being able to say, hey, like I want your business, but it may not be the best fit for you. Go here. That's going to send so much more green flags than you doing an amazing job. Yeah. Doing an amazing job gets you to that point, but like being able to have like the ability to put your ego aside, say, I'm the best, you should come here, and say, yeah, we'll take care of you, but it's not the best fit for you. I think that says a lot more about character and make sure your company and business and your ethos like really stand out. Yeah, it's like looking out for the other people. Like he's looking out, and this is another topic that we focused on is the people and the people aspect, not only with your employees but your clientele. You're acting in the best interest of your people, right? He said it. So he worries about himself last. Yeah. It's everyone else first, right? And it's very noble. And a lot of people do that, right? A lot of people, you don't hear their story, but they're doing that. When you really focus on the people, what they need, the shit comes, right? Yeah. That's what they tell you. Like if you like a really good salesperson, right? It's one of the best quotes I ever read in a book would be like, how this, if you're good at sales, let's say you could sell snow to an Eskimo. It's like, that's not, I'm very much paraphrasing here, but it was Jeremy Lee Minor in his book says, that's not a good salesman. Being able to sell sand to an Eskimo or something like, I'm completely butchering it. But it's the idea that like helping what the client needs. Yeah. If the Eskimo doesn't need sand, there's no sale to be made. Yeah. You have to really focus on the people. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Because I think there's people that will say, yeah, I can sell that person. He may not need it, but who fucking cares? That's not my job. My job's to sell. And that's where the lack of integrity comes from. Yeah. And like, I'm sure like even in your job too, is like, not that you do this, but I'm sure that's pushed a lot too, is like, we need to get these sales. Like, don't worry if they need it. Like, don't even ask. Like, the goal isn't to find out if they need it. The goal is to make the sale. Yeah. And then maybe along the way you find out if they need it to help to sell it. But if you sold 50 fucking of your I'm gonna say units, whatever. Yeah, your product. That's where I'm looking. That's actually the correct word. Units. Yeah. If you sell 50 of your units and not one of those person needed it, do you think your boss is gonna your upper management's going to care.
They only say about the number, right?
But, I'm sure you wouldn't live with yourself at night if you sold 50 units to people that don't fucking need it, and then it's going to make their bottom dollar worse because they're wasting their stuff.
Exactly.
Granted, what you're selling is very different.
Yes, 100%.
It's not like selling sand to an Eskimo, selling whatever to an Eskimo. They don't need a friggin' fucking Jeff Bezos yacht in the middle of Alaska.
100%.
You sell them a friggin' Ducati motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like, you're an asshole at that point. Yeah, who wouldn't want a Ducati motorcycle? You're in the middle of Alaska, that's kind of pointless.
Yeah. No, but I mean, hey, look, at the end of the day, the buyer's going to buy, right? And the buyer's going to buy off their decision. But no, let's go back to it. It's just like valuing your people, right? And, it's cool. It was really good conversation. I'm happy that we had him on. We'll have him back on. But yeah, it's been one heck of a year. We closed out, man. We
had 25 guests? 23 guests.
23 guests. Guest episodes, we should say.
23 episodes with guests on it. We had a couple of repeats. I think Phil was on twice this year.
Phil was on twice this year. Sean was on twice this year. Jake was on twice this year. So we had a couple. We had 23 episodes with guests, which is pretty sick. And I know that we haven't closed out the year, but it's also cool to see the progression in the show. So for those of you who have been following us from day one, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm happy that this is a show that you tune into. Makes it worthwhile. But we'll do it even if we had 0.
We'll just listen to ourselves talk.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. No, but really appreciate that, guys. That's it means a lot. But if you followed us from the beginning when there wasn't Timmy, I started in my parents' basement with Don, and then we transferred to my apartment with Don. Don left, just wanted to go do his own things. Absolutely respectable. The Don. We had John. John was the cameraman doing the edits, and then he became not only the cameraman but also the co-host. And then life, life things came up. Nothing bad, but respectable. He had to dedicate his time to his family. Absolutely. So we then kept going. I was by myself, and then Timmy came on, and you know the story about that. He didn't want to do it at first, and then he was like, "What the heck?" And you felt bad, but who cares?
I felt. It's funny. I laugh at this story all the time. It's like those subtle cues.
Yeah,
that's why I think I might be on whatever. But
teetering with the tism.
Yeah. But I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, wait a minute. He just offered me to be a co-host on his podcast that he's created. And at that point, I think he had like 160 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was around 160. Yeah,
or whatever the number is. You know me with math.
It's my 3,000th episode.
Yeah. I'm like, God damn, that was really I just brushed it off like it wasn't a big deal.
But it's so funny. It wasn't disrespectful. I didn't take it as disrespect.
Yeah, because there was no my intention wasn't disrespectful, but in my brain after it was like that is disrespectful, whether it was intended or not. I mean, you took it that way, it still was. You were. It's kind of not to be like it's intimate. Mm-hmm. Like this is your baby. Mm-hmm. You've had 2 other co-hosts. And they did a great job. So big shoes to fill, but this is also the thing that you're trying to move forward and grow. And then you're offering me that position. And that to not my response was I didn't even take a chance to think about the whole process, which is just disrespectful.
Yeah, a lot going on probably.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But still I think a lot of people get caught off guard and have a hard time when stuff like that happens. Things happen quick and fast and you don't even think about it. It's take a fucking second. So I regret not taking a second. Hey, let me think about that.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said. I didn't need to say no right away. I appreciate the offer. Let me think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know what that entails. I answered I knew what that meant immediately.
Yeah.
But and unless I thought about it, there's no way to know that.
Well, you then did think about it.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to. It just fucking popped in my head. I'm like, that was disrespectful. And you're offering this position up. It's intimate, and it wasn't to just some random person or another guest you could have offered. It was me. So I wanted to, at least be respectful and think about it at that point. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that you came on because it was, and we say this all the time, it was when you were on the episode for the first time. And it's not that no one else has we've had a ton of super engaging, awesome guests on the show. But it was just the way that you naturally started asking me questions midway through. And I knew, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to ask him because that was this is just natural for him. So I was like, all right, let's put him on.
Yeah, I've been, I've had a lot of other stuff going on in life right now.
Yeah.
This fucking subdivision. I've been less in my curiosity part of my brain, which I try to stay in as much as possible. Because to me, I think that curiosity, and talk about playing and having fun, I think that's a lot of in the similar ethos and environment. Like even in jiu-jitsu, right? If you're not curious about other positions, I wouldn't mind. You're just stuck in your little pocket of what you're comfortable with. You're not playing, you know. So I think it's all in the same environment. I've been less in that. The episode with Matt, you had all these questions. You did it really good, and like I was like trying to think of questions, but I was so just not in the pocket of curiosity that I didn't struggle. I had some questions, but
you had good questions.
But I didn't feel like I was in the groove of it, if that makes sense.
So with that, it all comes actually back to a point that he was talking about too, is the listening. So the questions that I was asking, I had 2 or 3 questions total that I had written down because I just wanted to see what he would say. And that's the first time I've ever written down questions for the show. You know how we do it. It's conversation. It's natural. Every question I asked that episode was something he gave me that like inside of me was like, I want to know more about this because of what you said. But if it's when you're trying to think of the next question, you miss what they're saying. Yeah. So like that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. And it happens a lot on podcasts, but in general, I know Rogan talks about this a lot with people talking, and a lesson he learned with doing the podcast is half the time you have conversations with people, they're waiting for them to be done for you to talk. And everyone does it. This isn't don't act like you don't do it. Yeah. Everyone fucking does this. And it's it's a human trait that you have to train yourself out of.
Sure.
And I do think there is a very skilled technique to be able to have the thing you want to say and be ready for it, and still being able to listen. It's not ignoring what you're saying, what you want to say. It's just keeping that ready to go, but being fully engaged in what they're saying.
Yeah, and what I'm learning here, and what I'm learning what I've learned from doing the show is what I should say, is my ability to. Sometimes people will be on a really good rant, and by a rant, it's just a discussion. They say something, and I'm like, I want more on this, but I don't want to interrupt them, so I put that in the back of my mind, and I'm good at like being like, okay, let me naturally get back to what you said here. Yeah. But it's like not forgetting that, because sometimes people want some good shit. And you're like, fuck, I want to ask.
We got in the notebook.
Yeah.
Little notes. But I think that's a good point. Especially doing the podcast. In general in life too is letting people talk. But like on the podcast too, the whole point is to hear what especially with guests. You guys hear enough of us. It's to get these other people, these guests on there and to talk. And it's like, I don't need to interject my opinion or comment or point on something they're saying. Let them talk.
Yeah.
Let them cook. But like I can throw an aspect in that helps, add to it, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the objective. Is you're adding to what they're saying, but giving them the opportunity to finish the rant, the conversation, the point. Let them finish. I think the North Jersey Italian, especially in this area, everyone talks loud and fast, and to get a word and you got to interrupt.
100%. Yeah, you always got to interject.
Yeah.
No.
So, but that especially in this environment and in general with talking, is giving people the opportunity to do that and find the pocket when you should and when to just shut up and listen.
100%. And the best in my experience, the best thing to do with when you have a guest on, is to let them finish. Yeah. Not say a word, interject when you need to help add, but wait until they stop completely speaking, because what they want, what the viewers want to hear when you have a guest on is their story or what they're given, right? It's so funny if you watch just random podcasts. I can't even I've watched podcasts where it's a good podcast. The host of the show, and it's like a good show, the host of the show will keep interjecting and asking questions and you'll read the comments. It's like, can this person shut up, please? Can this person shut up, please? Can you stop interrupting? And it's like, all right, that was like my lesson to be like, all right, make sure that not to not talk, but to let them get their stuff out.
Exactly.
Especially if I'm asking you the damn question.
Exactly. I think that's something moving forward in the episodes is like to lean into that. I think there's definitely been times on the episodes where I've done that, And I think naturally that's just something I do, and I don't know if that's just, you know, the way I work or the kind of North Jersey Italian, large family, you got to interrupt to get your point across kind of thing. But learning when just shut the fuck up and listen.
Dude, one thing that's come to mind was actually recently. I think it was Sean's episode, and you actually gotten a lot better at that.
Yeah.
I noticed that you got a lot better at that. And it was self-reflection.
Yeah.
I never once said anything
Yeah.
to you. You self-reflected over it. But it was the funniest thing because I was like, hey, I need this clip of the show to send me.
About.
And then you're texting me and you're like, okay, here's the clip. This is what you got to do. And then the next text was, holy shit, I keep interrupting him. I'm a fucking asshole. I started laughing.
And the best is, like, I wasn't even saying much. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I make a little joke and quiver and all this stuff. It's like, shut the fuck up.
It like is funny because I go back to my second episode and first episode ever on the show. If you go back, guys, it's not on YouTube. Oh, no, it is on YouTube. It's on YouTube and everything. Go back to the first, second episode and tell me how many times I said, yeah, when Dom was speaking. And immediately by the third episode, I was listening to it and I was like, dude, just shut up with the yeah. Oh, my God.
So yesterday I was paying attention to that, and I would start shaking my head instead of saying it. It's a podcast. I don't need to say the words. He can see me here. You know, it may come up on video, it may not, but it doesn't matter. I can just because even I don't need to do the but it's enough where they like even if I say it's not going to take away. But if I say it's going to interrupt the reel or the segment or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, I remember doing that edit for that short, and I'm like, I just keep fucking interrupting. Yeah. And it's not anything, like, I'm not adding to the story. I'm just making a fucking comment to make a comment.
Yeah.
You know? You
there it is right there. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But going back to how we got here. So you came on, right? That was the next step. We were going to your garage and my apartment, switching on and off, lugging all the crap. Oh,
that was work.
We got Mikey and Honest Supplements to sponsor the show. Shout out Honest Supplements, Mikey. The website, that's what it's called, Joe. URL.
Yeah, there you go.
Is in the show notes for YouTube and all that stuff. So go there for your Honest Supplements.
He has gotten rid of the membership fee. So you just go in and buy. It's going to be the cheapest and highest quality supplements you'll find.
Bingo.
No membership required. My suggestion is get a bunch of stuff at once for the shipping. Take advantage of shipping costs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. Then, so that happened. You came across this.
Got blessed with the shed.
We got blessed with the shed, which we turned into a studio. Dang, man. And now we're in the works of possibly getting another sponsor in the next month or so. So we'll stay tuned for that. So we're having fun.
Yeah, that's what we keep talking about. When did we picked up video at the end of last year?
Yeah. You know what's really bothering me?
Because I know we did the video with Frankie. Yeah.
We did the video.
We tried
with
to do a video with Frankie, but it didn't last because the GoPro died.
It cut.
Oh, also, he wasn't in frame.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. It was really cool. We did that in the back of Boot and Coffee. And it would have been a great video.
Do you remember?
But it was just like because he sat back, his head was out of the frame. It was just his lower torso. I'm like,
sure.
Even if we had the video for the full time, it wouldn't work.
So here's a good story, and you won't see it. If we had the video, you would have seen it. Oh yeah. So and look, there's social cues, man. There's things to pick up on, folks, when you're at a place. Now, granted, I will play the devil's advocate against us. We were in Boot and Coffee. It was obviously blocked off on both areas. We had a door closed and a curtain closed, which that should be your first sign that something's going on there. You're hearing people talk. I heard Tiz said she came in. She heard us in the back room. So there was something going on there. You were able to hear us. There's no way for you to know that there was a podcast going on. I understand that. I'm playing devil's advocate. But this one gentleman, I don't know who he is, and I sort of wish we had the camera. It would have been hilarious. Just mid-conversation. We're in mid-conversation, and he walks in, goes in. It doesn't even do like when you walk in and you go, oh, sorry. He just walks in, looks at us. We look at him, and he just sits there for a little, looks around, and then walks out. And we're like, dude, brother, like, read the room. Like, literally read the room. It wasn't the end of the world. It was actually really funny.
It was fun. It was just one of those, like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, and like I said, looking back on it, it was hilarious. And let's play devil's advocate. He had no way of knowing.
Yeah.
But
we should have put a sign up.
We should have put a sign up. That's on us. But when you go in there and you see that happening, it's more so like, oh, my bad, guys, and then just dip.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
That was good times.
And by the way, just we have been, I know we have been referencing that episode. So if you want to understand how Frankie from Boonton Coffee got his start, he came over from Scotland. So for those of you who don't know him, it is episode. It's in February. It is episode 163. That will not be on YouTube, obviously. It's just on Spotify or Apple. So only the audio.
So we only got video 9 months ago.
That's wild.
First one was with Tiz.
Yeah, Tiz is the first video. This is so, folks. If you go on our YouTube, we have video, but from I think episode
83, John's Goodbye.
Yeah, to one. What was that?
165.
165.
Sorry, 164 is Tiz.
Well, so from 164, we stopped video. Didn't stop the show, stopped video. So for those episodes will all be on the audio platforms. But yeah, we're good. And it's really bothering me now because if you're listening to the show, I just said about saying yeah, and we have both said yeah a lot of times. So
yeah,
I'm cognizant of it, folks. Awesome, dude.
I was going through the view count. I got sucked in.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's been a year. So we got video this year. Frankie probably would have been one of the first, but that failed. So then we figured it out. And dude, it seems like we did that camera. It was my old smartphone.
We had a phone.
Yeah, I felt like we did that for like a year, but it was only like 6 months before we did this.
Until we got this.
Dude, wow, it's been a long year.
100%.
Dude, it seems like fucking summer was yesterday.
Right.
Thanksgiving was 4 hours ago, and Halloween was 6 hours ago. The year flew by, but man, a lot happened.
Love that.
Man, we've come a long way in just a year on this thing.
We have.
Mm-hmm. Because I came on the end of last year.
You did. It was in August of 24.
Yeah, we were just doing audio at that point. Wow.
We were.
Wow.
And it matter now. Now we got everything. Now you can see our beautiful faces.
We got our helmet hung up too, so we got room on the table.
Room on the table. We got these sick ass mugs that my mom got me. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. We're slowly getting there. I'm waiting. My good buddy of mine's getting us some flooring in here. Not that you guys can see it, but we can.
So it's dope. Other than that, some funny stuff. Good year.
Yeah. What takeaways do you think you got from guests this year?
What takeaways?
Let's see. I'm gonna bring up the ChatGPT list.
So what takeaways did I get from this year?
So we had
leading with the heart.
Mel, Al Brenner, Sean, Justin, Billy, Ari, Jake, Mark, Phil multiple times. You got Tiz, Frankie, Nick, Jake again, Matt, Tori, and Jimmy. What else? That's not. There's 15. We had 25.
Thinking the theme of all that is all the shit that life's gonna throw at you. Mm-hmm. You decide to make your comeback. You decide to be the difference. You decide to make it better. You block out the noise to the best of your ability, which we all know is a work in progress. But no matter what life throws at you, you're going to decide your destiny. It's all up to you. And I think that's a testament to all the guests that have come on here with, let's go back to Nick Calvete, man.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year.
Looking at his episode.
Yeah.
He said that.
What was that, 161?
Yeah, 161.
161. Yeah, talk about someone who had a
kid
who became a father 17? At 17 years old, dude. And now he's like doing really well. Crushing it at work, with his family, with fighting, with MMA, dude. So like, it's just everything's gonna throw things at you. You're gonna have to do your best to, and I guess, if you're going through shit right now, you're like thinking, what the fuck do you know about what I'm going through? I don't. But at the same time, at some point when it simmers down, you're either going to stay in that state. And I'm not trying to belittle what you're going through, but you're either going to stay in that state and then you're going to just bring other bad shit into your life, or you're going to get better and you're going to learn whatever you want to say. And your life is going to become better. And then when it becomes better, you got to remember that it's all in your power, because the easiest thing to do is forget who we truly are and then get back to the noise. I've done it multiple times, especially at work. And then I sit myself down and I go,
who the hell do you think you are?
Nah, I sit myself down and I go, man, you preach a good thing on the podcast, but why don't you actually practice it? And I look, let's be honest, folks. Let's be authentic. A lot of the shit that I'm saying when I say my opinions about how the mind works and how life works, you don't have to agree with it. Just so you know, I'm not talking down to you. I'm talking to myself as well. And there's a lot of times where I sat down and been like, wow, I'm not really practicing it. So let's start practicing it. And I'm doing much better now. Much better now. So yeah, guys, you're in control. I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know what you're feeling, even if I know what you're going through right now. But in the end, you're either going to continue down the path of shit, or you're going to change it at some point. Naturally, you'll get sick and tired of your bullshit, and you'll change your path. So take that or leave it, man. Some of you really do believe that you have no say in your life, that life's against you, and you want to know what? You're only going to be proven that, and if you're fine with that and you don't want to believe what I'm saying, that's your prerogative. Just don't complain then, because you have no say in it, right? Just saying. And like I said, there are some people, you're going through some shit right now. You're probably not in the right state of mind if you are going through some shit right now, and all this seems like a bunch of hocus pocus, and I understand.
Good movie.
Yeah, right. But when it simmers down, start to make a change.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I got. But that rant is literally what I've gotten from our guests.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Sorry to distract.
No, this is great. This is great.
But yes, I think those points are huge, and it's a recurring theme in everything in life. So I think the takeaway I got from what you said is constantly reassess what's going on and get back to like what the actual objective and goals that you're trying to do, and keep the big picture in mind. Don't get caught in the weeds, because you get caught in the weeds. And also, I think the thing we talk about all the time, I think it's a huge thing people talk about all the time on these good podcasts, is gratitude. Even if it's directly or indirectly talked about, is gratitude. And don't let the ego take over. Like you had a crazy week hitting sales, the next week like I'm hot shit. And like you can't make a fucking sale. You're like, what? It's because you got your ego involved and you were being grateful. I saw a quote this week. It's like your success is all luck. Even all the work you put in, it's all luck. You could have been born in Africa. All the hard work you put in is all based on the luck you were given. Yes, you put in the work and you did a lot to deserve it, but you don't truly deserve it. It's still luck at the end of the day. So that's what the point he was making is, don't use the word deserve. You don't deserve anything. You deserve what you go after, but even then, it's still all luck. So if you have the mentality, I deserve this, that's ego, and you really don't. There's nothing you truly deserve. And obviously that's a very loaded statement. But we worked hard on this podcast. Do we deserve to have millions of views? No. We deserve to get what life provides us.
But here's the thing, what I want to say, and I see where you're going with that. It was well stated. I'm going to say, though, that I think the way that the word deserve and how it gets automatically put within title, it's like, dude,
there's a lot you can sit down in your life. So we say luck, right? I see where he was going with that. I'm starting to believe, and this is just my opinion, that the luck is in the God. And if you're not religious, don't fucking turn off because I said the word God, source, whatever. The luck is in the
Universe.
God. Yeah. The luck is in the God, which means the faith of knowing what you want. And here's one thing that I'm fine. And I'm not saying that you're saying that you're not fine with this. I'm just saying I'm fine. Like if you want something and you think you deserve something, okay, go after it. I have no problem with that. I do it all the time. There's stuff that I want it, man. I want it because I want it, right? The faith in knowing that taking the right steps, you'll get it. That's the luck. That's the God. God will bring it. It'll come in some way. How the hell did we come across this?
Yeah.
The shed. You went to go to your in-laws' house and the neighbor had a shed that he just so happened to give away. If you had waited one more day to go to your in-laws' house, that shit would have been in the fucking dump.
It was the same thing about you offering me the podcast.
Yeah.
I was sitting there the whole time. Sat there for 4 months.
Yeah.
We could have had this 4 months earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Like I didn't even think about it. It's like, oh, he's getting rid of that shed. Oh, cool.
But you see,
I'm looking to buy a shed. Yeah, I want a shed. Did not even process.
but that's the thing. That's the luck or the
Yeah.
God of it. The God of it is we knew we were going to get some sort of shed some way or some way to turn into a studio, right? That the fact that in 4 months, your neighbor or your in-laws' neighbors did not toss that shed away and was about to do it the day you went there, that's the luck. That's the God.
Yeah.
We were given what we wanted because we had faith and we knew somehow, some way, we're getting a shed to turn into a studio. Somehow.
Yeah.
We weren't worried about it. That's where I'm going. It's like, it's okay to want something. Just don't worry about it if you don't have it. And that's where it's funny. That's where it's the practicing the preaching comes in for me. So many times I've gone back just from the old mindset of that I used to have. And I'm like, well, it's not coming here. It's not coming there. I'm not going to get this. Why isn't this working out for me? And I just sit down, I sit back and I'm like, you're not practicing it, brother.
Yeah.
So that's all I do.
I think what you said kind of helped me figure out the point a little better. None of that in that conversation that you're talking about that we were going towards was we deserve this though. It's all in the luck and going towards the goals you want. But it wasn't we deserve this shed, so we should get it. We should have a shed. You're putting faith in the process, in the universe, in God, in all that stuff. So if you have the mentality of I deserve this, so this is what I should get, you're not leaning into the faith and just put your trust in the process, not put the trust in I deserve this, I should have this, I'm supposed to have this. It's like you're supposed to get what you're supposed to get. What you get is what you're getting. You're not supposed to get anything other than that.
So you're saying
it's a different way of looking at it.
I know. What you're saying.
It's tomato.
I know exactly what you're saying. You're saying that people who don't believe in any of this, who don't believe that they can do whatever they want, they think that, and they don't go after anything. They have a poor mindset, but they think that they deserve this because of that, just because they're living. When in reality, they could get it if they had the faith.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, but no. It's you're playing sports as a kid growing up, and you think you're better than this kid, or you even know everyone on the team knows you're better, but that kid's getting the starting position. I deserve that starting position, not him. No, you don't. You deserve what life gives you, and maybe in that moment, you're not seeing the full picture of what you're learning from there. And if you're just focusing on, I deserve this, and you get a chip on your shoulder, and you're pissed off, and you're no longer being a team player, you're getting worse. Or in that moment, you're like, fuck this, all right? That I in my opinion, I should be that person. But I'm going to just keep working hard as best as I can for the team moving forward, and just keep moving forward on it, and not worry about that I don't have that. Mm-hmm. If you're in the I deserve this mindset, you're taking away in all the positive stuff in the direction moving forward. But if you whatever, I'm gonna keep going towards that goal of what we're doing here, you may get that. And all that other stuff's out of your control. Just because you think you deserve it doesn't get you in that direction anymore. Like with Matt talking about his stuff, you think He probably thought he deserved all the success, but you only get that from putting in the work and focusing on doing the work.
And focusing on what it is that you
Yeah.
want. Like he knew, like he even said it too. He goes, when he asked him about what drives him the way he did it. I don't think he said this on the show. Was this post conversation when he was talking about? No, this was post conversation.
Dude, we talked for another half hour
We
after
did.
that episode.
We
It was
did.
great.
But the thing was, and this is what he told me. He's been on a lot of podcasts lately, and the most recent one he did, he spoke about this, and he didn't want it to be the same, so it didn't get to that
Yeah.
point. So, but he was basically saying he's like why he always strives for more. He's always someone who wanted more, and that's where I guess, and this is where, and I don't think you were saying this with the deserve. So. But that's where I was starting to say, like, it's fine if you want it. Like, I want more all the time. I'm sure you want more all the time. He wants
Have
more all the
goals.
time, 100%. But he was always the type of person. He said, I want it, I'm get it. He has the faith.
Yeah.
Because what he say something about, like,
I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. And that's the mindset you got to have. Because that, in that
Exactly,
case,
though. That's not, I deserve that. I'm going to figure it out.
no, but here's the thing. It's like, yes. Those who get what they want is when you have something in your mind of what you want, when everything is telling you no. A lot of people, because they don't, maybe because of the way they brought up, I don't know. They'll always be like, oh, well, it wasn't meant for me. It's like, he could have easily said that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, no, all right. All of this is showing me the opposite. Watch me. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Okay, no worries. Yeah. You will. I see all the fucking time. You see, oh, I don't like that person. And then all of a sudden, like two years down the road, they're fucking together, and you're like, I thought you didn't like that person.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want, right? You just keep going after it.
Yeah.
But yes, I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
Like, don't be sitting there crying that you deserve something that you don't even realize you're not doing anything to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like you're a spoiled brat. Like, I deserve this. I deserve this. No. Go after it.
Go
Like,
after it.
And to Matt's point was, trust me, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same kind of concept is you go towards that goal, work towards the goal. Don't focus on, this is what I'm supposed to get. This is what I'm going for. You know, the story with the reference with, high school sports or whatever. If you focus on that you deserve, that you're now no longer focusing on being the best player of whatever sport that is, doing your best job that you can possibly do. If it's what you deserve, you may not get what you think you deserve, but life's just going to provide you shit, and you just got to deal with it, you know? And if you focus on whether you deserve getting, hitting do you think that person walking down the street that got, what was the game back in the day? Where teens were just the knockout game. You think people deserve that? No, but it still fucking happened. So you're sitting there, I deserve it. That's not how this, you focus on what you deserve. It doesn't, that's fugazi shit.
Fugazi.
It's not real. And it takes away from actually going towards pursuing stuff. So that's one of the lessons. But the one thing that I took away from this year's stuff, I remember who was the two the friends from the restaurant.
Oh, Timmy and
Jimmy?
Jimmy. Why am I saying Timmy?
I'm Timmy.
Oh my God, Jimmy! I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, Jimmy and I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah,
Jimmy
My
and
ugly
Tori.
mug.
Jimmy and Tori.
Yeah, that was a great episode. But Jimmy's story, guys, if you haven't listened, go listen. That's fun. Even Tori's story, they both had a lot of similarities. It's like that dude just randomly applied to work for the Rangers, right?
He worked for MSG.
MSG, yeah. Because he liked the Rangers and he got the job and did some crazy cool shit because he took a fucking chance. Even Matt, last week's episode, took fucking chances. But put yourself in positions where you have these opportunities. You know, luck, opportunity meets preparation meets opportunity. That's luck. Being open minded and say, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I think that's a big lesson. Even with Frankie, with Boot and Coffee, the way he started, it was I do this for fun. Oh, I'm gonna get coffee beans. I want to get a roaster. Next thing you know, he has a whole fucking storefront that he wasn't planning on doing, but he didn't stop it. I don't want to do that. This is what I want. Put a hard, being open minded and seeing opportunities come through. Oh yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah,
being open to fail.
And that's a great point, and actually it just brings me back to the point where that's where Matt was saying last week about a mentor. If you're thinking about opening up a shop, you probably have so many things. How do I get this? What do I have to do? Do I rent the space first? Someone like Frankie can say, hey, why don't you relax? Why don't you buy a roaster first? why don't you understand what it is you want to do? What's your business model first?
Do you just want your name on the wall?
Yeah, exactly. Like that, right? Like that's where a mentor comes in. So that's actually pretty sick. So
yeah. So like all the mentor helps with that. But even in life too, like I was climbing with Sammy on Friday, and I was telling him the story about my first trip outside of traveling with my family in my adult life was a 2-week trip rock climbing in Thailand. One of my favorite trips of my life. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I was open-minded. My friend's like, do you want to go to Thailand to climb? I'm like, why would you go to Thailand? He's like, because it's the best place to climb in the world. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I didn't even look it up. Nothing, just, I'm trusting you. Sounds cool. Mm-hmm. There was 5 of us went. Fucking fantastic trip. We went back this last October. My wife loves the place too. Like, that's like, it's one of my favorite places on earth. But I wouldn't have known that if I was like, nah, I don't like doing that stuff.
yeah, if you weren't open to it.
Yeah. Open to it. Like, and then the best part about that was that trip probably cost me, in 2015, cost me probably about $2,500 for 2 weeks.
That's really good. That's really good.
2 weeks on the other side of the earth. Not pocket change. Like, at the time, I was finishing school landscaping full time. I wasn't making money, but worth every fucking penny.
Now do a 2-week trip all in for a place in Europe like Italy or France or Spain or England.
Dude, we were there for 2 weeks with my family. In the 4 days we were there, we probably spent the same amount I spent in Thailand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like, even Bali and Thailand we did this year. Whatever. That's not the point. But what I'm getting at is, like, be open-minded. Be like, life's going to provide you a lot of opportunities. Don't be closed off to them.
Yeah.
Like, I keep going back to Jimmy's story because to me it's just so wild. The amount of weird, crazy shit that happened because he, like, put himself in positions to allow opportunities to pop off. And, like all these people on this episode, on this podcast. We had Al Brenner on twice last year, then again this year. And, like, his story with becoming a canine, he would never thought about doing it.
No.
He wanted to be a police officer, right? Mm-hmm. That was
he wanted to be like a military police officer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's fucking basically first line of attack with working with all these crazy fucking spec ops people and all this shit.
Working with spec ops people with his canine, who's a job right there, whose job was to sniff out IEDs. And if you want to listen to that story, go back to 2024. It dropped the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Don't remember it off the top of my head. It's 153 or 152. His most recent episode dropped Thanksgiving. Or that week.
152, man. How do you remember that shit?
It pops up. 152.
I can't do that.
So episode 152, you want to hear a story about someone who bounced back from hardship? I understand that everyone's going. You want to hear someone? I'm not even going to tell you the story. I'm not even going to tell you what happened. I want you to listen to that story with his dog Grief, Al Brenner and Grief.
All right,
frontline sniffing out IEDs, and then you tell me.
Sorry, I'm just getting a little. This is awesome. This is my little niece. She's finally.
Oh, so cute! Congratulations!
I just got the text, so I apologize for looking at my phone. But
no, you're fine.
I'm excited. I'm an uncle now.
Let's go! Congrats.
Yeah. So, like, stepped up for an opportunity that wasn't even on the radar.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that sounds cool. Let's try that. Like, Matt talked about it. Give people opportunity to fail, but safely. You know, like, I see a lot of times for, like, parenting. Jordan Peterson talked about it. Let your kids, especially boys, do dangerous stuff safely.
Yeah.
Like climbing on the jungle gym and all that stuff. They fall and break their arms. They're not dead. But they're like, give them an opportunity to do that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't let them climb a tree 50 feet in the air. But like them climbing in the jungle gym, yeah, it's a little dangerous. Be there, ready to catch them or whatever. But like, just let them go.
Let them go.
But like, opportunities in life, take a risk and be able to take risks in a constructive, smart way, not just fucking go put all your money on red.
Yeah.
That's not the risk we're talking about.
Unless
either.
you hit and then you're good for life.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's not the risk we're talking about.
No. It's calculated risk. And by the way, I want to actually just go back to something I said because it's going to bother me if I don't say it. I said it like, if you think you're going through something, listen to his story. Listen to his story because it's incredible. I'm sorry. I hate that, and I've preached this too. I hate the let me unzip my pants and put my schlong on the table. You think you have a problem? Here's my problem. That's the worst. If you're going through something,
they're called one-uppers.
One-uppers. If you're going through something, you're going through something. And if that means, it means something to you. I get that. So I just want to clarify that. So sorry. I can't be a hypocrite because I've preached this before and then I basically just said that. But definitely go listen to the story. It's great.
See, I completely agree with you with what you just said. But I do think there's an aspect of perspective and like scaling what like the hard like Joe Rogan says this all the time. The hardest thing someone's been through is the hardest thing they've been through, and the hardest thing I could have been through is I lost my dog, like my in-law's dog in my arms. That's one of the toughest things I've gone through.
It's rough.
He went through the same thing, but he got blown up and lost a finger.
Yeah.
You know, like he wasn't sure if he was alive or not. I was fucking alive, and I had my puppy next to me when it happened. Very different things. Both really hard to deal with, and in their own aspect, it was like the same struggle at their own levels. But like in perspective, I could have been a lot worse. You know, the silver lining. So, I think basically telling them like people, I think that the topic you're talking about is you don't really have it that hard. This has it harder. I have it harder. That's not okay.
Yeah, it dismisses someone's thing, and then they don't even if it comes to a realization. Let me tell you something, folks. What you're doing with people. Even if the message gets across to that person that they don't have it as hard as other people, subconsciously they're gonna lose a little bit respect for you because you're dismissing them. And it may not be in some way or shape or form where they hate you, but they're always going to remember that, right? They're always going to remember that you didn't listen to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes all that people need is just for you to listen. The best thing you can actually do that I think you can do is when someone comes to you with an issue, I always ask them, you need me to listen or you want me to give my input? And the reason for that is sometimes they just don't want to, and they're not in the right mindset to maybe hear it, and then they get angry at you even though you didn't do anything wrong.
That's very much the role of being a husband. We want to take care of our wives. We want to take care of it and make sure nothing's wrong with them.
Yeah.
In their lives. But like you said, am I listening or am I solving?
Am I solving?
And sometimes it's listening and then solving.
Yeah.
Not solving. I like how you said input. What did you say? Input?
I said not solving. It's do you just need me to listen or you want me to give some like an input on
input
perspective?
Yeah.
And,
which is better. I like that, not solving.
And you want to know what? Actually, I can't even remember a time that someone was like, I just need you to listen. Maybe like one time. A lot of times they're like, no, I want your input.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, my input doesn't mean you have to go with it. You know?
I'm going to touch on what you just said in a second. But I like that, and I do think too is even giving someone's perspective though it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this episode of listening to people, letting them talk, letting their voice be done, and not interrupting to get your fucking opinion out on it. Like you don't need to do that. Let them finish their fucking point, and then you can talk about it at the end. That's something I definitely struggle with and need to work on. But I think a key thing with what you finished with there was. I'm giving input. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I think makes sense. And with that, I think is a key aspect with having these conversations, especially being on the podcast, talking about philosophical stuff, but just in life too. It's like there's no one way to do stuff. And what worked this week may not work next week. It may not work an hour from now, especially on your sales calls. Every call is different, Like every project I work on as an engineer or on construction doing this shit, every screw we put in, a lot of overlap, but there's a lot of variabilities that happen, So there's no right way to do it. So when you give a perspective, hey, this is where I'm come at it. This is what I think makes sense. Take it or leave it, basically. But like, okay, cool. And maybe when you give me a piece of advice, it's like, it just sparks the idea. You gave me a different perspective. I may not take that perspective and do your perspective, but I may take that and adjust course just a little bit. Oh, Joe told me to make a left here. I made just a little less of a left. I'm going this direction now. So it's the open-mindedness to hear other people's input, but understand is their input most of the time isn't telling you you have to do this. It's here's a different perspective. Look at this. Take it, digest it, and see if this helps.
Yeah.
And like that's back to the mentorship too. Is like a good mentor doesn't tell you what to do. They tell you, hey, look at this. I call it a tour guide. You go through you go through a zoo, and you got a tour guide coming. He's like, no. When you walk through, you go look at this. No. You go look, oh, you're looking at this painting? This is what this painting is about. Cool. And then you walk over to this painting. And they're not, like they may say, hey, you should come look at this. This is really cool. They're not no, this is what you're looking at, and then you're looking at that, and it's not a rigid structure when you walk through a tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the thing. Be a tour guide.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect.
It was all over the place, but on the same point, I don't know. Caffeine's kicking in.
That's perfect. No, I liked it. Good there. You got anything else? I think
No.
we're good.
What are your thoughts though on that?
No, I agree. I agree that when it's a different perspective to consider. You can take it or you don't have to take it, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a forceful. That's what you were getting at with the tour guide. The tour guide is just telling you what you're looking at. Now it's up to your interpretation.
Other perspectives too, what you're looking at.
Yeah, they're not saying you have to fucking stay here, Timmy, while we go over there. I don't want you to leave. This is what you got to do. You have to study that, and this is what it means, and tell me why that's what it means. They're just saying, hey, look at the painting. Look at the painting of a woman just staring at you, and everyone for centuries is debating if she's smiling or not. Mona Lisa. But yeah, nothing more to add to it. I'm on point with what you're saying.
Awesome.
Great. Folks, episode 207, get your Christmas shopping done.
Yeah, and I will be sitting on the beach stuffing my face with food when this comes out.
Love it.
I can't wait.
Amazing. Hell yeah. That's
On
what you should be
vacation for
doing.
the holiday.
Yeah, let's fucking go,
I
bro.
needed it.
Yeah, let's go.
excited.
Where you going?
Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, where I had my wedding, my first wedding,
Plata.
my first wedding to my same wife for both of them.
Let's go.
We did a little intimate wedding first before we had our wedding at Clark's. Oh, if you ever have a wedding at Clark's Landing, go have fun, but make sure you hit that cocktail hour. It's one of the best cocktail hours. One of the best venues in the country, hands down. And it's literally rated that way.
Nice.
But yeah, Puerto Plata DR, it should be fun, all inclusive. Don't spend a single dime there. Excited. I want to stuff if I don't come back gaining 10 pounds, I'm really mad at myself. I don't have to cook a single bit of food, unlimited alcohol, whatever.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Enjoy that, brother.
It's playing.
Good talk. Good points there, folks. Obviously, digest it. Take what you want. Throw away what you want. Take it all. Throw it all away. All I'm
Take
saying,
perspectives in.
Take perspectives in.
Yeah.
And get your damn Christmas shopping done.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm really talking to me.
As Quayler says, wash your ass.
Wash your ass, guys. Well, you get on the mats, wash your ass. Folks, thank you so much for your support, especially this year, and thank you for your support all the time. You listen to We'll Take It From Here. We'll see you next week. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Christmas, Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Just Merry Christmas. You know what it is? I'm going to say one last rant. I should have just ended the show. I should have just ended the show. If you're really, if you have a problem with saying Merry Christmas, why? Just say Merry Christmas. If you're Jewish and you get told Merry Christmas, there's two responses you can make. Thank you, or Merry Christmas. If you're Catholic or Christian and someone says Happy Hanukkah, thank you, Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
Even though
Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa.
Even though this is the week before Christmas. So
it's okay.
All good.
Get your Christmas shopping done.
Get your Christmas shopping done, baby. Love you guys. See you next week.